Hi, and thanks for watching. Today I'd like to talk about the very beginning of the Tai Chi routine. At the very beginning of the Tai Chi routine, we're standing. We put our weight onto the right leg. The left foot steps out. We set our weight down, arms come up, and then from there, everything else in the routine follows. So there's actually a name for that very beginning point, where we're just standing here before we've actually started the routine. This is called Wuji, which translates as without polarity. Polarity meaning without endpoint, like the North Pole or the South Pole. These are points where if you're heading on the globe and you're going north and north and north and north, you get to a point where if you go any further, you're no longer going north. You take another step forward, suddenly you're going south. So it's a point where you've reached the furthest point. Anywhere from there is going to take you in another direction. So Wuji without polarity means we're in a state where there isn't this differentiation between north and south, yin and yang, front and back, left and right, inside, outside. Of course, this all relates back to Chinese cosmology and the idea that before the world as we know it existed, everything was undifferentiated. And then at a certain point, yin and yang started to separate out. And that's when we have the beginning of the universe as we know it. From the one becomes the two. From the two becomes the three. From the three we get the 10,000 things. From the one, the undifferentiated whole. That separates out to yin and yang, the two. The interaction between the yin and yang becomes the three. And from that process, we see what comes out is the world, the material world as we know it. And so the Tai Chi routine and the names of the Tai Chi routine reflect this idea of the cosmology in Chinese culture. The only slightly ironic thing about all of that is that as humans, often the process is sort of the reverse. Before we start our Tai Chi routine, we're actually overextended, over yin and yang, going from too many different extremes and are scattered. We come to the Tai Chi practice to actually bring the yin and yang back into relation to each other. So we find those moments when the two start to feel and come back and return to that sense of wholeness. So, in a practical sense, what does this all mean? What it means to me anyway is at the start of the routine, before we begin the sequence itself, we want to take a moment to collect ourselves, to try and bring ourselves back closer towards that original state before we start the routine. So I hope that's helpful. Keep learning, keep practicing. Take care.